At the beginning of their quest, trainers were given a starter Pokemon or first partner Pokemon. This Pokemon will be used to battle the first wild Pokemon that the trainer encounters. Once another Pokemon is caught, the starter Pokemon may be retired, but it is often with this Pokemon that trainers learn friendship and trust. As such, even advanced trainers may still use their starter Pokemon, and they will often be the most powerful Pokemon on their respective teams. In the core series games, it is said that the starter Pokemon are extremely rare in the wild, giving the player a reason why the Pokemon not chosen can't be found in the wild. What's going on, Chill Army? DeAndre7 here, and welcome to a new type of video that I haven't done ever before. So in this video, I'm going to be actually ranking every single starter Pokemon minus Pikachu and Eevee. I'm going to explain why I'm not including those two in a bit, but you know, every PokeTuber has done this video, their opinions on every single starter. I'm going to be doing something similar to what True Green 7, one of my favorite PokeTubers, in fact my inspiration to actually getting into like Pokemon content, more Pokemon content and stuff. I'm going to be doing something that he did in his videos where for each generation, not each generation, but he's going to be ranking the starters. First, he's going to start with the basic stage, you know, the first stage, the middle stage, and then the final stage, instead of just putting them all in one tier list, since, you know, how we feel about a specific Pokemon and their evolutions may differ depending on the design or our experience in the game and stuff like that. But I'm not going to do it exactly like he did it, because that's just, you know, there's no fun in that. So I'm going to be doing this a little differently here. Now, I won't be adding Pikachu and Eevee as much as I would love to, because I understand that not everyone counts Pikachu or Eevee as official starters. Usually in the core games and stuff, the starters are usually ranged from grass, fire, and water, and Pikachu and Eevee are electric and normal types respectively, so it wouldn't really make sense to just add them, because that would kind of just make things confusing. So I'm just going to stick with the, you know, the original trio of starters instead of adding those two in the mix. Also, just a quick disclaimer here or whatever. Do not take any of my opinions in this video as fact. You know, I encourage everyone to have their different opinions about the certain starters and their evolutions, designs, you know, experience in the game and stuff like that. I want everyone to have their own, you know, opinions on their Pokemon. This is just my general opinion, so please don't feel like you have to have the same opinion as I do, because I don't really promote that type of stuff. So without all that said, let's just get right into the video. Okay guys, here we go. Here is my official opinion on all of these starters. Here's how I'd rank them. So I did something different here that not a lot of PokeTubers really did. So instead of just having like the whole, you know, the best and the worst starter, since in my opinion the best and worst starter doesn't really exist, since it all boils down to your opinion solely, I decided to make it where I have an A, B, and C tier here. So A tier, my favorite starter. I'm mainly going to be judging them based on how I feel about them design wise, really. So here's the A list, then the B list. Basically, it's like the starter. It's not the starter that I would choose right away, but you know, if I did want to make like a second gameplay of the game, like let's say if I wanted to play Pokemon Red again and I chose Bulbasaur in a previous save file, I would choose Charmander or something like that, or whoever my second favorite of the three is. And then C is my least favorite. Now, I'm not saying that I hate this starter, because there are some generations such as 2 and 5 where I love all of the starters, but you know, I don't exactly, you know, I do have a favorite of the three, and I have sort of a least favorite, more of like my last choice of the three. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start off with Generation 1, and I love how my choices are already in order here, so I don't have to just go all over the list looking for the Pokemon. So let's start with Generation 1 with Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. Let's start with the C tier first. So let's just get this out of the way. So out of these three, who would I pick last? I would pick Squirtle, honestly. My mouse couldn't pick them. I like Squirtle, and I do like its evolution, Wartortle and stuff like that, but this is, no, DeAndre, this is solely based on their designs first. Like, I love turtles. Turtles are one of my favorite animals. They're my favorite reptiles. Turtles and tortoises, I love them. But, you know, for me, it's just, I don't know, Squirtle, it's just a blue turtle to me. It's just a blue turtle, you know, nothing really wow about it. It's just there. B tier, I would choose Charmander. I know, it's not A tier. I know, I'm scum, okay, I know. Alright, the Gen 1ers are gone, let's continue. So, for Charmander, it's just, you know, Charmander, it used to be my favorite of the three, but that was only because, you know, when I was younger, I would always go with the bandwagon, so every popular Pokemon would be my favorite Pokemon. But now that I actually make my own, now that I'm older and make my own opinions, I kind of realize that Charmander's probably my second favorite of the three. You know, I don't normally go with Charmander when I'm playing Kanto. Of course, the starter I always go with, which belongs in A tier, is Bulbasaur. I didn't actually like Bulbasaur until Generation 6 when X and Y came out. And honestly, Bulbasaur just kind of, you know, I don't know, Bulbasaur just kind of grew on me through Generation 6. Like, when I was using it for the first time in my Pokemon X team, I don't know, I just felt myself I just did it because, you know, why not? I never used Bulbasaur before. And then as time went on, I was like, wow, first of all, this Pokemon is really cute. Second of all, I've been missing out on a really good Pokemon, and I'm mad that I never used Bulbasaur in my past playthroughs. I always pick Charmander because Charizard's the best. But yeah, so for Kanto, I would choose Bulbasaur first, Charmander would be a second choice, and Squirtle would be my last choice. When I just realized, unironically, I picked it by, like, you know, the grass, fire, and water order. Now let's continue off with Generation 2, my favorite generation of Pokemon. Well, my favorite generation when it comes to Pokemon in general, but, like, not my actual favorite generation. I don't really have a favorite generation, but I'm going off track here. Let's start with the C tier, and for the C tier, now most people would choose Chikorita as their least favorite, but honestly, design wise, I don't know. Totodile, I don't know. First of all, like, I don't know, Totodile, I feel like, you know, everyone and their mom either chooses Cyndaquil or Totodile. For me, you know, I feel like, you know, I almost said Cinderita. Chikorita gets too much hate, in my opinion. So, in my opinion, I would just, you know, I feel like I would give Chikorita more love. So, I'm putting Totodile here in the C tier because Totodile, as much as I love all of the starters in this generation, I don't know, Totodile is just, it's just kind of lacking for me. I don't know why. Like, the only reason I like Totodile is because of Ash's Totodile from the anime. Nothing really specific about it. It's just Ash's Totodile. That's the only reason why I love Totodile. So, you know, nothing else really matters about it to me. So in B tier, I would choose Chikorita. Mainly because, well, again, just like Totodile, the only actually, no, I do like Chikorita because I always had some sort of fascination with long neck dinosaurs, and I kind of like how Chikorita's kind of like a mini long neck dinosaur, and it's also sort of like based on like it looks like a little pear as well. It's like a pear dinosaur hybrid, and I kind of find that really cute. Personally, if I had a Chikorita in real life, I would not evolve it because Chikorita's too cute to evolve. Same thing with Totodile. But yeah, that's my only reason for liking Chikorita, and that's the only reason why it's in B tier. And because, you know, everyone likes to bash on Chikorita in my opinion. So I decided to just put Chikorita in the B tier this time. And of course, A tier, I'm pretty sure all of my subscribers already know this, but Cyndaquil belongs in the A tier. Cyndaquil has always been like my second favorite Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon being Pikachu. This is my first starter ever. Well, I mean, yes, Diamond and Pearl were my first games, but I never played them completely, so I don't really consider them my first. Like, those are technically my first games, but in my heart, my first games are Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Johto's where it all started for me. Cyndaquil is technically my first starter. If you don't count the starters from Diamond and Pearl, which are the games I never finished. I know I'm scum for not playing the Sinnoh games yet. But don't worry, Diamond and Pearl remake's confirmed. You'll be seeing me playing Sinnoh finally. But honestly, Cyndaquil's just kind of been, you know, Cyndaquil's just always been, you know, the go-to Pokemon for me. You know, if Pikachu didn't exist, Cyndaquil's evolution would have been, Typhlosion would have been my favorite Pokemon. I love Cyndaquil. It's cute. It's just a combination of cute and cool for me. Like, I love how it's just like a little baby. And I love the idea that it's like a little echidna with like little fire quills on the back. That idea is just magnificent. Next up we have Generation 3 with Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip. You guys are gonna hate me for my favorites of the of my favorites of the starters of you guys are gonna think that I hate the water starters, but look, Mudkip is I'm sorry, Mudkip is cute, do not get me wrong, and if you hear clicking, that's my chair. I think I broke it or something. My chair likes to click a lot. Let me lock my chair so that way you guys don't hear that all the time. But Mudkip's a cute Pokemon, don't get me wrong. Axolotls are cute animals in general too. But I'm sorry, Mudkip is just Mudkip to me. It's just Kip with mud. I don't know. I just don't really care for this Pokemon that much. I'm sorry. Next up, it would be Torchic in the B tier. Now again, I'm doing this by like design wise. So don't think I'm just like hating on the Pokemon. I'm doing all of this design wise. So for me, Torchic has always just been, you know, as much as I love its evolutions, as much as I love its final evolution, Torchic as a whole, it was just a cute chick Pokemon, you know. I don't hate it, but it's like, you know, out of all the starters, this one's like the second. This one would be my second favorite design wise, because, you know, I don't know. I just don't really care about the base form. I mean, I love Torchic. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, I don't know. Torchic. There's just something about Torchic, man. A tier. It has to be my Reptile. It has to be Trico. Now, I love Trico and Torchic equally, but I kind of like Torchic's design. Not Torchic. I like Trico's design a little bit more because it's one of the cooler looking evolutions. Because, like, Trico, you don't really call Trico cute, in my opinion. Like, you know, Trico's not really a Pokemon that's designed to be cute. This Pokemon's designed to look awesome. So that's kind of where I'm going for with Trico. And plus, I like reptiles. I think geckos are cooler looking animals than basic chickens. Because right now, Torchic just kind of looks like a basic chicken. Mudkip's and Axolotl, I mean, don't get me wrong, they made it look adorable, but that's the only thing it's got going for it. Torchic, at least, you know, I guess it's because I love fire types, so I guess I'm kind of giving it sort of a pass here over Mudkip. Even though water is my second favorite type, but apparently I don't like water starters, apparently, according to this list. But Trico's always been the cool looking one out of the three. Has the best shiny of the three, best design of the three. I just love Trico in general. Love reptiles, man. Next up we have Sinnoh. Right? Yes, this is Sinnoh. That you know it's bad when I haven't played a Sinnoh game when you don't remember which starters were in Sinnoh. So we have Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I guess I'm throwing up gang signs. But for Turtwig, wait, what am I doing? For the C tier first, I'm gonna have to go. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm going to have to go. Out of all the starters here, I'm going to have to go with Piplup. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm horrible for not liking water types, for not liking the water starters, apparently. But the only reason I like Piplup is Don's Piplup. Other than that, don't really care for Piplup. I think it's because I never fully played a Sinnoh game, so I don't have any close attachment to these starters. Now, next up we have, I'm gonna have to go, I'm sorry Turtwig, I love all the Sinnoh starters, design-wise and stuff, but I'm gonna have to go with Turtwig here, because in the B tier, mainly because it's, at the end of the day, it's just a turtle with a leaf on its head. You know, it's kind of, it's an upgrade from Squirtle, don't get me wrong, it's an upgrade from Squirtle, but Turtwig right now, it's kind of just Turtwig, you know, it's an upgrade, but it's not a drastic upgrade from Squirtle. You get me? It's a good design. It's just I don't love it as much as the A tier Chimchar, because I don't know, I just like Chimchar's look, and this is surprising because I'm not really a big fan of mammals that much, honestly. You know, I've always been a fan of reptiles, amphibians, bugs, fish, and stuff like that. I've always been a fan of those. Never really cared for birds and mammals. Like, you know, certain birds are cool, like owls and penguins. Sorry, Piplup, I know you're a penguin, but the only thing you got going for you is Don's Piplup. And, you know, I love the whole Chimchar and his, like, tail. I love the whole thing with Chimchar and his tail thing. Like, I think Chimchar is kind of like an improvement of... This is literally fire type. This is literally the Sinnoh Charmander. I mean, obviously, it's the Sinnoh starter, fire starter, but it's like a better version of Charmander, in my opinion, where, like, with the whole tail being fire thing. Because at least when the tail goes out, it doesn't die and stuff like that. And plus, I think I just like it because of Ash's Chimchar from the anime as well. So that's kind of a leading factor for it too. Next up, we have the Unova starters. The Unova starters with Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott. At this point, you can just leave the video because Oshawott, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. The only thing you got going for you is that you're cute. That's all it is. You're just cute. I'm sorry. And this is a generation. This is one of the 3 generations where I actually like all of the starters. Like, I really love all of the starters, but the only thing that Oshawott has going for it is that it has a big head, which automatically means it's cute to me. I just love that big head. Don't you just want to kick it? Don't kick round things with big heads. Don't do that. For the B tier, ooh, this is actually tough because this is the generation where I don't know what my favorite one from these two are, because it always alternates between Snivy and Tepig. But I feel like right now I'm kind of feeling Snivy a little more today. So I'm gonna put Tepig in the B tier, mainly because right now, like, it's cute and all, and I like the idea, kind of like what they did with Torchic, where it's like it doesn't have anything relating to fire on its body, like it's more of like a flame sack inside. But for Tepig, I like how the little orb on its tail glows like burning red, to showcase that its fire is actually like charging up and stuff. So I think that's what I like about Tepig here. So I'm just gonna leave Tepig in the B tier today because I don't know. I'm feeling Snivy a little more on A tier. So I don't know. I love reptiles. I love them a lot. So that's kind of the plus. And I kind of like the idea that's like a little it's like a literal grass snake. I just love it. I like Snivy's design. I love its smug look. You know, when it was first revealed in the US, a lot of people called it Smugleaf. But you know, Snivy's a cool looking Pokemon in my opinion. So yeah, I guess I'll put Snivy here. Because usually it will differentiate. Sometimes Snivy will be in B tier, sometimes, and then Tepic will be in A tier, and vice versa. I guess today I'm favoring Snivy a little more, and I'm gonna put Tepic here in the B tier. Now, next up we have Kalos, which is actually my least favorite generation. Like Gen 6 is probably my least favorite generation of all the gens. When it comes to Pokemon and just gameplay in general too. Mainly because they were just too easy. I know that's a basic thing that everyone says, but yeah. But you guys are gonna be happy with me. I know I haven't been showing water type starters love that much. But hear me out. Fennekin, it's going in C tier. I know Fennekin's a cute Pokemon, blah blah blah. It's just when the games were first released, I just wasn't feeling Fennekin. I just wasn't, like, I knew I wasn't gonna pick this Pokemon. I knew I wasn't gonna like its final evolutions. You guys are gonna see what I feel about it, how I feel about its final evolutions in the next segment of this video. But right now, Fennekin, my least favorite of the three. That's just it. Next up, B tier, we're gonna have Froakie. Yeah, Froakie is the one that broke the water type curse for me. When I first saw Froakie, again, I wasn't really feeling it that much because I thought it was gonna evolve into something hideous, and then we got Greninja, so I kind of changed my opinion on it. But you know, Froakie isn't a bad starter. You know, I like frogs. Frogs are pretty cool looking creatures. I like it better than Fennekin, but you know, I don't like it better than my boy Chestnut. Now I know this Pokemon gets a lot of hate because of its evolutions, and I'm gonna get on that in a bit when we get to the middle forms. But honestly, I'm just, you know, when I first saw Chespin, I immediately fell in love with it. This is the first generation where the final evolution had nothing to do with my opinion on the starter. I just fell in love with Chespin. I just love how happy this Pokemon was. This Pokemon just has my type of energy. Next up, we have Alola with Rowlet, Litten, and Poplio. Poplio. You had one job. You had one job. And it's to not be in C tier. And you did it! Litten, you're going into C tier. It's literally just a cat design wise, you know. Next up we have my B tier. And that is going to be Poplio, because it's like a cute little sea lion. That's all. A tier, Rowlet, fell in love with you as soon as I saw you, and I'm surprised I don't have a Rowlet plushie yet. I need one that keeps my Pikachu plushie company. But yeah, Rowlet, I love owls. They're my favorite birds of all time. One of my favorite animals, and it's specifically based on the barn owl, and that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite animals of all time. So yeah, I just love the fact that Rowlet's just a little grass owl. I love its little grass bow tie. It's just a cute Pokemon in general. How can you not like Rowlet? Come on, man. Last but not least, we have Galar. Yes, it's pronounced Galar, not Galar. It's pronounced Galar. So many people like to argue with me about that, so I'm just saying. But we have Grookey, Scorbunny, and Sobble. Now, you know, we had a thing going with water types, but for the first time, this is gonna be the first grass type starter to be in the C tier. Like, I don't hate its design, it's just I don't really care for it that much. B tier, I'm gonna have to put Sobble. I'm gonna have to put Sobble in here. I love Sobble, it's my favorite of the three, but design wise, I just wanna, like, I wanna hug him, you know? But honestly, design wise, Scorbunny's just a better looking Pokemon in my opinion. You know, as much as I love Sobble, drastically better than the other two, Scorbunny's just honestly the better looking one in my opinion. I don't know, I just love how it's like a little albino fire bunny. I just love it. And I remember it got a lot of hate because a lot of people saw the bandage on its nose, and for some reason bandage equals fire type, which, are you dumb? So here we have the middle stage evolutions. So this is supposed to represent the awkward teenage stage of Pokemon, and I actually like some middle stage evolutions better than their final evolutions. So let's start, shall we? So design wise for generation 1, and I just realized this is kind of out of order, so this kind of bothers me, but whatever. So let's start with generation 1 still. Ivysaur, Charmeleon, and Wartortle. These are all not bad designs, though if I have to pick a least favorite one, I'm not really a big fan of the little wings that I'm not really a big fan of the little wings you have. So they're an upgrade from just being a basic turtle, but it's like, is that all you got compared to these two cooler looking starters? Come on. B tier. Ooh, this is actually kind of tough. I'm gonna have to pick, I don't know, I'm gonna have to pick Charmeleon again, because or maybe no, actually I like Charmeleon. We're gonna put that in A tier actually, because I do like Charmeleon's design a little better than Ivysaur, because Ivysaur has a really good design. I really love it. And but Charmeleon's just a little better. Yeah, Charmeleon's just a little better. Now that I'm getting like a good look at it, now that I'm getting a good look at Charmeleon's official artwork, man, that is a really good Pokemon. That's a really good design. Let's move on to Johto now. I'm trying to be really quick with this because I do not want to edit an hour-long video, okay? So we have Bayleaf, Cyndaquil, and Croconaw. Now, Bayleaf, you're going to have to go in C tier because, I don't know, its design's just kind of bland to me. Like, I feel like they could have done better with an evolution for Chikorita. B tier, I'm going to have to pick Croconaw because kind of gives me Bowser Jr. vibes, and I hate Bowser Jr. So but you still look better than Bayleaf, honestly, because Bayleaf just looks bland as hell. But Croconaw, okay, you get a pass since you do kind of look better than Bayleaf. For the A tier, another one for the fire starters. Quilava. I'm sorry, I love everything about the Cyndaquil line. It should be obvious which one is my favorite of the three in the final evolutions. But I just love Cyndaquil. I just love Cyndaquil's evolution into Quilava. It goes from cute to cool to badass. I just love Cyndaquil. I like Quilava's kind of like cool look here. I mean, don't get me wrong. It looks a little funky without the flames, but with the flames on, looks awesome. One of my favorite middle stage evolutions of all time. Now let's take a look at the Hoenn starters. C tier, Mudkip. You were cute, but now you just it's just that stare, man. I'm sorry, don't get mad at me. It's just that little stare you have. It makes me a little uncomfortable. You need to close your mouth. I'm just saying. You know, there's a virus going on and stuff like that. You're gonna have to close your mouth, okay? But Marshtomp. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's just enjoying life, but he kind of it just looks a little funky to me. I get it, it's supposed to be, some of them are supposed to look awkward, but like, come on. For the B tier, I'm gonna have to go with Combuskin again. Like, if they kind of made it similar to like where you can kind of see it progressing into Blaziken a little bit more, I feel like I would have had less of a problem with it. But because they didn't do that, it's just kind of like a weird, like a weird giraffe neck kind of thing going on there. Like, look, this thing is all neck. This thing is literally all neck, bro. The freaking Candace Flynn over here. And obviously, my favorite of the three is Grovyle, because, I mean, come on, how can you not like Grovyle? Again, has the best shiny of the three, and it just looks the coolest of the three. I really love this Pokemon. I really love this Pokemon's design. I just love it. And plus, I love how it actually like has something to do with its like I like how its move has it actually has something to do with its design. Its signature move, Leaf Blade, because it was the first, because Leaf Blade used to be an only like Grovyle and Sceptile attack, and I just love the Leaf Blades on its arms, and I love how I love what Leaf Blade looks like in the anime. It's just so freaking cool. But you know, besides that, let's go ahead and go on to the Sinnoh region. Piplup, they did not do you good. They did not do you good. Get your Carlton, get your combination of Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air plus Pablo from the Backyardigans looking ass out of my face, bro. Why you look like that, bro? Why you built like that? Actually, fun fact, believe it or not, the reason why Dawn's Piplup never evolved in the anime is because the artists or the story writers said that its evolutions were just too ugly, so they didn't evolve it. B tier, I like Grotto's design. I like Grotto's design. Out of all of the Turtwigs, I mean, I love Turtwig more than its evolutions, but Grotto definitely looks better than Torterra in my opinion. I love it. It looks cool. Obviously, my favorite of the three is Inferno. Cool Pokemon. Glad Ash's Chimchar decided to actually evolve, and they evolved him into such a cool Pokemon. I love him. I wish we would have gotten more episodes focused on Monferno before they just went and just evolved him into Infernape, but I get it because like Sinnoh was near the end, so they kind of had to rush things there. So, but yeah, still, it's still the best looking of the three in my opinion. Now let's move on to the Unova starters. You guys are probably gonna really, really hate me after I do this, but after warming up a bit to Pignite, I'm going to have to put you in the B tier. Don't get me wrong, I like all of the middle evolutions, but due to how I feel about Pignite being changed a little bit, I'm gonna have to put Dewott in the third place, because in the C tier, because, well, you'll see why. I kind of like Pignite a little more now, because honestly, I think it's because my favorite my favorite part of the Oshawott line is Oshawott himself. I like him a lot better than Dewott and Samurai. I just love how cute Oshawott is, because for me, whenever I think of my favorite Pokemon, I think how what I actually have this Pokemon in real life, and I'm just thinking, you know, Oshawott's such a cute Pokemon, I wouldn't evolve it, so that's kind of why. And honestly, my favorite of the three, probably Servine, because, yeah, this looks right. This seems right. You know, I'm not too sure about it. I maybe have to replay Unova again. I might have to play Black 2 and White 2. I never played Black 2 and White 2 either. I've only played through Pokemon White. I may have to play through Unova again to like get like a better feel of the starters, cause I don't know. Just something about these, something about this feels a bit off, but it's like, but I don't know. We're gonna say Gen 5. I'm not entirely too sure of right now, but let's move on to the 3D gens, because you know Gen 6 started the whole 3D Pokemon stuff. Whatever. We have Gen 6 or Kalos with we have the Kalos region with Quillidan, Braixen, and Froggadier. I'm going to have to say my least favorite of the three, it's gotta be Braixen. I don't know. Something about it's a little sus. It kind of looks I'm sorry, I don't mean to hate on Braixen, guys, but Braixen looks like some type of furry bait stuff, and it kind of looks a little sus to me, so I'm just going to put Braixen there. I'm sorry. Next up, for the B tier, I am going to choose Quillidan. Now, here's a common thing that I hear about Quillidan, And I hate when people say that they don't like Quillidan because it's a... People say they don't like Quillidan because it turned fat. Well, honestly, in my opinion, it didn't really turn fat. It's just wearing armor. Because when you look at Chestnut and Chestnut, they don't have like this big jumpsuit of armor around them. You can kind of see that Chestnut and Chestnut are pretty fit for Pokemon their size. In my opinion, I feel like the Pokédex entry made it clear that the hard shell around Quillidan is simply just a hard shell. And I love that about Quillidan. I don't know, it just bothers me whenever people say that they don't like how it got fat, even though it's simply just wearing armor, but whatever. And my favorite of the three is Froggadier. Now, I know this might come off as a surprise, but in my opinion, Froggadier is a much better design than Greninja. I'm not saying I hate Greninja, because I know for some reason saying that you like a Pokemon better than the other Pokemon automatically means you hate that Pokemon, but whatever. I like Froggadier. Froggadier's a cool looking Pokemon in my opinion. It's the best middle stage starter of Gen 6 in my opinion. So, or Kalos in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Froggadier. Next up we have Alola with Dartrix, Torchic, and Primarina. Wait, this isn't Primarina, this is Brionne, my bad. Brion is going to be in the C tier, because I'm sorry, but that design is just kind of awful to me. I'm sorry. Same thing goes with Dartrix, emo boy. Like, come on, man. What did they do to you? Why do you look like that one, like, emo rich kid who hates his parents because of the fact that they're rich? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, this man looks like his name is Preston and he just came from Nolanville Academy. I just made up a whole school. Imagine if that was a real school, but that's what his name looks like. His name is Preston from Nolanville. Preston from Nolanville, bro. Like, that's what he looks like. I don't know. I don't hate Dartrix's design. I mean, I don't hate it, but I'm not a big fan of it either. I think it's because I like Rowlet the most out of the three. So, out of its evolutions as well. So, yeah. But honestly, the coolest one out of all of them, took me a while to warm up to it, but honestly, the coolest one out of all of them is Torchic, because this time you can actually tell that it's a fire type, unlike its pre-evolution Litten, where it was literally just a black and red cat. This one you can actually tell that it's a fire type because of the fact that it has like a little fire bell, and I love that. Next up we have the Galar starters, and I'm sorry, Froakie. Even though you're actually my favorite of the Grookey line. Overall, still not really feeling it, and he kind of built weird. But yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna have to put Froakie in the C tier again, cause yikes. Next up we have my emo lizard. I'm sorry. As much as I love you, you're going to have to go into B tier because you kind of give me Dartrix vibes. I don't know what's with them giving. I don't know. Ever since Generation 7, they've been trying to make the starters. Apparently, they're just trying to make, there's always that one starter that's going to start off, like, super cool, and then it turns into emo boy. Next up, we have Raboot. This one, honestly, I have to say that Drizzle, when I first saw Drizzle in the games and stuff, it was my favorite of the three. But after watching the anime, I love Raboot. I just love Raboot's design. It's actually my favorite, again, with like Raboot, it's my favorite of the Score Bunny line, so that's kind of where it lies with me right now. I just love, I don't know. Actually, we have two emo boys. Raboot and frickin' Drizzle. What is with Game Freak making emo starters? Okay, here we go. The final evolutions of the starters. Now, in my opinion, this is the most important factor when it comes to choosing my starter. I don't like making my final decision well, except for Gen 6 is a different case because I just love Chespin. Ever since it was announced, I just love Chespin. But minus Gen 6, every time a game was announced, the final stage evolution was always what depended on the Pokemon being my final choice. So, let's start off with Generation 1, shall we? So, we have Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, the original three. The three that started it all. My least favorite of the three has to be Blastoise. You're just a turtle with cannons. Just a little turtle with cannons. Now, I had a lot of debate about this in my head, and I'm going to put Charizard in the B tier. And no, that's not because I'm trying to make all the Charizard haters happy, but that's just really how I genuinely feel about Charizard. It looks cool. It's not a bad design Pokemon. Venusaur is actually my favorite of the three. Honestly, it used to be on my least favorite, but now it's my most favorite. But that's only because of the love I got for it. Again, when I first used it in Pokemon X, and it became like the second main. It basically became like my second ace. It became that one Pokemon that rivaled my starter Pokemon, because I chose Greninja in Pokemon X, and he became the Pokemon that rivaled my Greninja. So, yeah, I have like a little small. It has a special place in my heart for this flower frog dinosaur thing. Next up, we have Generation, I almost said 3, but this is Generation 2. Here we have Meganium, Typhlosion, and Froggadier. Let's start off with my least favorite of the three. Meganium, get your ass in there. I'm sorry. Out of all the three final evolutions, Meganium's just the most bland. Like, it's just a long neck dinosaur with antennas and a flower on his neck. But, you know, here we have my second favorite of the three, Froggadier. Even though I'm not really a big fan of Totodile and Chikorita's final evolutions, I almost called it Charizard. Froggadier, it's better than Meganium. But let's talk about the one that I actually love out of all of them, Typhlosion. Now, Typhlosion is honestly my second favorite Pokemon. If Pikachu never existed, this would definitely be my favorite Pokemon. But honestly, Typhlosion is like, it's based on one of my favorite animals of all time, if not my favorite animal of all time. It's one of, if not my favorite animal of all time, the honey badger. And I just love the take that they put on it. They also added aspects of Wolverines as well on here, and I love like how like its neck, because honey badgers have strong necks, so I understand why the fire is coming out of its like sort of back neck area. So I find this like one of the best takes on any type of animal ever, because they took every single aspect of a honey badger and somehow improved on it. Well, they didn't really improve on the sharp claws that honey badgers have, which I wish, if Mega Evolutions are to come back, which I personally hope not. I'll talk about my opinion on Mega Evolutions in another video. But let's just say, I hope they make something where it's like they make the claws maybe bigger, maybe made of fire. Because we haven't had a move where it's like a fire claw. We need a fire claw move. Anyways, let's move on to Gen 3. Gen 3, we have Sceptile, Blaziken, and Swampert. Swampert, you're an improvement. You're an improvement of Marstomp, but again, that blank stare, and you need to close, and you still have that mouth open, bro. I told you to close that mouth. Now your jaw kind of locked like that forever in your official artwork. Now, based on the choices for my first stage and middle evolutions, you guys are probably going to think that Sceptile is going to be an A tier. You're wrong. B tier. But that's only because, well, I don't know. I kind of lost a little bit of love for Sceptile. It's still one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Probably in my top 10 maybe, but Sceptile is just, I don't know. Over the years, I kind of grew into Blaziken more. Because back then Blaziken used to be the B tier, but now it kind of switched because I don't know. They took the concept of fire and a chicken and made this badass looking Pokemon. Next up we have Sinnoh with Torterra, Infernape, and Empoleon with Empoleon C tier. I don't know what I just yelled there, but C tier. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I think this is one of the generations where I actually don't really like the final evolutions that much. I like the middle. I like Monferno. Monferno's the only like middle stage evolution I like, but like, you know, I don't really have a general opinion. I don't have a favorite of all of the middle stage evolutions. So, but then again, I haven't used any of the Sinnoh starters completely, so that's kind of a factor too on why I kind of feel this way. But honestly, Empoleon just, I mean, in Pokemon Tournament it looks cool, but in everything else it just kind of looks weird. You know, I don't know. I just don't really like the whole Empoleon with the Emperor, with the whole tuxedo thing. I get it's supposed to be like an Emperor Penguin, but I don't know. Empoleon's just kind of, I don't know. I just don't really like his design, really. And Torterra, I love the take that I love what they did with Torterra here. They went with a combination of the, you know, mythological world tortoise, and they also took some aspects from an Ankylosaur, so I love that. And last but not least, we have Infernape. I think it mainly has to do with what it's based off of, because it is based on the but it's based on the Chinese epic Journey to the West, Sun Wukong, or the Monkey King, for those of you who don't know. And one of my favorite stories of all time, and I love how they made a Pokemon strictly based off of that. So yeah, I have to say that Infernape's just the best looking out of all of them. Next up we have the Unova Final Evolution starters, and just like Generation 4, this is one of those generations where I don't really care for the final evolutions. Like, they're all, like, you know, I kind of prefer the pre-evolutions to the final evolutions, but honestly, out of all of them, who's my least favorite? I'm gonna have to go with Emboar. Don't get me wrong, Emboar's not a bad design. Like, these aren't bad designs. It's just Emboar is kind of the weaker designed ones of all of the Unova starters. So yeah. Next up we have Serperior. I don't know. It's not a bad designed Pokemon. It's just, no, I think it's because I just like Samurott the most out of all of them. I've always been a fan of like Samurais and stuff like that, and the fact that we got a Pokemon strictly based on that type of thing, magnifico. But, yeah, that's basically my take on the Unova starters. Next up we have the Kalos starters with Chestnut, Delphox, and Greninja. Oh, you wanted me to actually tell you why Delphox is in the C tier? I just don't like it. I don't like the whole, I don't know. I think it's a similar thing with Empoleon. I actually have the same exact criticism with MNJ TV. I don't like the fact when, like, I don't like it when a Pokemon that's like an animal. I don't know how I feel about Pokemon where they have body features that make it look like it's wearing clothes, because that's just kind of weird to me. So that's the same reason why I don't like Empoleon that much. And plus, Empoleon looks like it hurts to exist. But Delphox, I just don't like its ear. I don't like the ear hairs. I get it. It's supposed to be like a fennec fox and stuff like that, but I don't like the ear hairs. I'm not a big fan of witches and mages and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of mages and lizards and all that stuff like that. So I'm not a big fan of the mage aspect of Delphox. So that's a factor, and I think it's because I'm not really that big on psychic types either that I don't really like Delphox here. I'm not a big fan of I'm just not a big fan of I'm not a big fan of psychic type Poke, like the whole psychic type being like magicians and super brainy Pokemon. I'm just not a big fan of all that. It's just Delphox in general that I don't like. This is like one of the few Pokemon. It's actually one of my least favorite Pokemon, actually. B tier, Greninja. Now, remember when I said that I actually like Froggadier better than its evolution? It's because Greninja just kind of makes me look weird. I honestly don't really see the whole hype around Greninja. Like, personally, like, yes, Greninja is the most popular Pokemon in the world as of February of 2020. But in my honest opinion, I honestly don't see the appeal. Like, it's just a blue ninja frog with a really long tongue. I mean, it's not a bad design. It's just, I personally just don't see the hype. So, I think people just like it mainly because of Ash Greninja, but that's just my opinion. I feel like most people just like it because Ash Greninja, so they feel like they have to like this one, but whatever. Because you know how toxic XY stands are, but we're not going to talk about that. We're not here to talk about the Pokemon anime. Last but not least, I love Chestnut, and I'm disappointed that we didn't get like a main character with a Chestnut, because Chestnut's one of my favorite Pokemon, and honestly, I just hate the whole, oh, it gets bulky criticism. Okay, like, Emboar, okay, I take back what I said about it being bulky, because it's a pig, it's supposed to be fat. But honestly, it's like, I just hate when people use that as a criticism to criticize the Chespin Pokemon. Like, just because a Pokemon is fat doesn't make it ugly. It's just, I mean, it's a freaking porcupine. It's supposed to look bulky and spiky and stuff like that. So, like, you know, when I saw Chestnut, it's supposed to be based on like a porcupine or hedgehog or whatever. I kind of figured that's literally what it's trying to do. It's trying to implement that it's big and spiky. That's the whole point of Chestnut. But for some reason, people don't see that. And it's supposed to be a defensive Pokemon. Defensive Pokemon. I don't know about you guys, but defensive Pokemon look defensive. Look at Torterra. Look at Blastoise. They're defensive Pokemon. And so many people love Blastoise and Torterra. Why? How come when, you know, this guy turns bulky and huge, people dislike it? I just don't understand. In my opinion, it looks cool. Let's move on to Alola with Decidueye, Incineroar, and Primarina. Now, I think another problem that I had with Meganium, Delphox, and Primarina is like, they look okay, it's not like, I don't like Pokemon that look too feminine, and I don't like Pokemon that look too masculine. Like, I need a Pokemon that kind of looks like it can be both genders, in my opinion. Like, I need a Pokemon that can look like it can be both female and like, it can look like you can see both female and male. For example, Cinderace, I can see it being both a male and a female, because that's the whole point. But then, and plus, aren't starters mainly, usually starters are more male. Starters have more of a chance of being male than female, so I kind of find it awkward that Primarina has more of a chance of being male, but it looks primarily feminine, in my opinion. They could have at least made a gender difference, but no, that's just the male and female Primarina. There's no gender difference between the two. But my second favorite in the B tier, it's gonna have to be Decidueye. I think it's because I mainly like Rowlet more than Dartrix and Decidueye. But Decidueye is a cool looking Pokemon, but it's like, I don't like how it looks in the anime, but I do love how it looks in Pokken. Yes, just because of, like, literally of how they look in the anime and stuff can literally depend. That can be a dependent on how I see that Pokemon in general. Because I kind of use the anime and games as like a sort of thing to see how the Pokemon can move around and stuff like that, as a way to see, like, you know, how that Pokemon like affects me design wise. And honestly, I'm just not a big fan of You know, I'm not a big fan of how it looks in the anime, but I do love how it looks in Pokémon Tournament. Kind of like in Polion, but yeah, the Decidueye is not a bad Pokemon. It's just I like Growlithe a little better. And last but not least, we have Homeboy Incineroar. At first, I despised its design because I don't know. It just looked like some weird one-shot Tony the Tiger. But I was only looking at the official artwork. But now that we actually see the, like when I first saw it in the Chinese leaks, where we all thought they might have been fake, but it turns out we were looking at the final evolutions the whole time. I was kind of disappointed with this Pokemon, but now that we actually, now that I've seen gameplay of Incineroar in the anime, I love this Pokemon. Anyways, last but not least, we have the Gen 8 starters with Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Inteleon, with my least favorite one being Rillaboom. Just not a big fan of a Pokemon that looks like it's meant to be stationary. If it didn't have if its whole point wasn't with the whole drumsticks, I would have probably liked it. Because if it was just like Donkey Kong and it was just a grass ape, you know, didn't have the drum or anything like that, I would have liked it. But honestly, I'm not a big fan of the whole having to beat the drums and stuff like that. I'm just not a big fan of all of that. B tier, I'm gonna have to put Cinderace again because I like Raboot. I like Raboot better than Cinderace. I feel like I just like Inteleon a little more than Cinderace because, well, this is actually the first time. This is actually my favorite water type of all time. It's actually the first water type starter where I actually like the fully evolved form. That's actually my favorite. But I don't know. Inteleon's just a better looking Pokemon in my opinion. I don't know, maybe it's because of the fact that I like reptiles a lot better than mammals. And I just like the whole secret agent thing with Inteleon. And I love the fact that when it uses water moves, when it uses special water moves like Water Gun, Hydro Cannon, and Snipe Shot, it actually uses it from its little fingers. I love it. I love how it actually finger bangs you, bro. I love it so much. But yeah, that's basically it for how I feel about every single starter. This is my unique tier list for every single starter Pokemon. And that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy because it took me a lot of time to edit this. Well, it is going to take me a long time to edit this. And I actually did have fun, you know, expressing my opinions. And again, I don't want you guys to feel like I'm forcing you to like this Pokemon more than the other Pokemon. This is just my video for shits and giggles. Thank you all for watching. If you guys watch it all the way through, thank you. You are the OG. And don't forget to smack that like button. If you guys want to see more videos, please subscribe and click that bell icon. It's 100% free, I guarantee you. And be sure to check out all of my other content as well. And I'll see you guys next time. And comment down below what other tier list do you guys want me to do. Let's get this video to 10 likes. Let's get this video to 10 likes to get the next tier list. To get the next tier list, you already know what you gotta do. Get that like button to the 10 likes. To at least 10 likes. Because, you know, I'm a small YouTuber, so 10 likes is like a lot for me. But yeah, that's gonna be it. So I love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Only good, Chill Army.